I mean, going back to the main event scene in AEW Dynamite this week, I agree with you. I think MJF should retain. I think there's two ways Tony could go with this, and that's MJF beat Kenny, and then MJF Darby Allin at Double or Nothing. Will Ospreay wins the Owen Hart, and then do MJF and Ospreay all in London. Perfect. Do you think that Tony is slightly salivating at Ospreay versus Omega or all in doing that again?
Oh, without a doubt. And that's why I'm worried about MJF.
Yeah.
That's why I'm worried about MJF, because we know what a market, and I don't mean to, I'm not trying to say this derogatory about Tony Khan, but we know what a New Japan mark he is.
Yeah.
I mean, without a doubt, Osprey's winning the Owen. That
100%,
it's like,
yeah.
it's like that goes without saying.
He's winning the title all in, whoever's champion.
Right. There's no way you're gonna rush him back, and I feel they rushed him back. I'm not gonna. Let's be real, to get him there because of All In.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, what MJF versus Ospreay would be a better story, but maybe the better match would be Omega versus Ospreay.
Yeah.
But this also isn't the same Kenny Omega from 7 years ago.
No.
He's got a lot of miles on him, and he's coming towards the end. So, and then
the reason I bring it up is because you saw how the Omega Okada thing came together last year.
Right.
And that's Tony wanting to do that on his own product. And I know that we had Ospreay and Omega at Forbidden Door in 2021, I want to say, 2022.
But that was before Ospreay was part of the company.
Yeah, so Tony hasn't yet done Ospreay versus Omega when everything is on his soil, in his control. Mm-hmm. And that's where I think he's got to be tempted to do that. And that's why, I mean, in a way, if you think about that, it makes MJF versus Omega unpredictable, which I guess is a good thing. But I agree with you. I think this better story is MJF and Ospreay because A, their history, and B, the moment of Ospreay beating MJF in London to win the title for the first time would just be a great moment.
Right. But then, as you say, like, is that a worthy enough match for Double or Nothing to do, MJF against Darby Allin?
I don't know.
Would that be the main event? Because usually Double or Nothing, they do Anarchy in the Arena.
Yeah.
So does Anarchy in the Arena become the main event? And then, since it'll be lower on the card, you could say, okay, you could do MJF against Darby Allin.
Do they have anything in between? They have Forbidden Door, the before All In this year?
It should be, because
it was flipped last year, wasn't it? Yeah, it was flipped last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, that should be in July.
Yeah.
Because it's the end of August is All In London. So you got Dynasty, which is April. May you got Double or Nothing in New York City. What's in June?
Nothing in June, I don't think.
They don't have any pay-per-view in June?
I don't think so. They probably do something at the end of May, and then Forbidden Door were like beginning of July, so it's like just over a month crossover